Have you ever wondered why, even believing in destiny and true love, it feels like the universe has pulled you away from the person you feel is your soulmate? Well, the answer might be much more surprising, and even controversial, than you imagine. Maybe that separation isn't a punishment, a failure, or a tragic ending, but one of the strongest proofs that there's a greater plan at work, a spiritual reunion designed to transform your life. While most people see distance as failure, few understand that the universe acts through subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, signs to show us that we need to grow, evolve, and awaken before we can truly live the love we deserve. The secret lies in understanding this spiritual energy that surrounds relationships and how it connects souls even when everything seems lost. Get ready to discover why the painful separation from your soulmate could be the greatest disguised gift you've ever received. And, more importantly, learn how to listen to and decode these signs from the universe so that the reunion, that sacred moment, can finally happen. 1. The consequences of separating your twin flame. When two souls, designed for each other, drift apart, it feels like the whole universe shifts its frequency. This isn't just a regular breakup, it's as if something essential has been ripped from within. The soul connection is so deep that, even apart, one still senses the other, in dreams, thoughts, or even a random song playing on the radio. That's where spiritual energy comes in. It keeps pulsing between these souls, even if the physical paths have separated. And as harsh as destiny may seem sometimes, nothing happens by chance in relationships guided by greater forces. The consequences of this separation are intense and silent. From the outside, few really understand. After all, the person might seem fine going out with friends, smiling on social media, trying to move on. But inside there's a hole. An emptiness that time won't fill because it's not ordinary longing. It's a spiritual reunion that's been postponed. This creates anxiety, a feeling of incompleteness, and often a relentless search for signs from the universe to bring hope of reconnection. It's like trying to tune into a specific frequency, but all you hear is static. Here's something curious. Many, after this painful separation, jump into new relationships just to distract themselves from the hurt. But the soul knows. The soul recognizes. It feels like they're only filling space with something fake. The result? A life lived in almost happy, almost complete, almost love. It's like drinking water with a hint of coffee. Something's off. But is this separation permanent? Or is there something bigger behind all this, orchestrated by the universe? 2. The deep pain of soul separation. The pain that comes from being separated from your soulmate isn't just emotional, it's almost physical. It feels like something's been ripped out of your chest, but no one around you seems to notice. You wake up in the middle of the night with your heart racing, like you forgot something important. But in reality, what's missing is the presence of that soul who understands you without needing words. It's an absence that weighs heavily. And no matter how much time goes by, the universe keeps whispering reminders in everyday details. The scent of a perfume, a line from a song, the sky painted with the same colors as the last sunset you shared. This pain is deeply lonely because it's not easy to explain. How do you tell someone you miss a person who feels like they were pulled from your destiny by some invisible force? Some try to ignore that void, keeping the mind busy with work, distractions, or emotional habits. But the emptiness remains. It's like life loses its sharpness, colors fade, days drag on, and even happy moments feel incomplete. That's what a soul connection does. It awakens a constant memory of what it feels like to truly love, and that makes it impossible to settle for anything less. Some people even report physical symptoms. Chest pain, pressure in the head, shortness of breath out of nowhere. And no, it's not made up. It's the manifestation of spiritual energy trying to reorganize itself after the bond has been broken. This kind of heartbreak leaves marks that distractions can't erase, because what hurts isn't your ego, it's your essence. And here's the deeper question. Could all this pain have a greater purpose? Could the spiritual reunion depend on exactly this phase of darkness? 3. Spiritual growth and transformation. When a twin flame drifts away, the first impulse is to resist, question, and blame fate. But over time, and here's a key point, the universe starts pushing you inward. It's as if that painful separation is actually a call to grow, mature, and evolve. It's not easy, of course. But it's during this period that many people begin to connect with self-awareness, with spiritual energy they once ignored, and with the deepest questions of existence. And then, everything changes. Books like The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle or Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes appear like beacons in dark nights. This spiritual transformation is silent but powerful. You start noticing signs from the universe, paying attention to synchronicities, that message popping up on your feed out of nowhere, or a phrase said by a stranger that seems meant just for you. Gradually, the pain gives way to understanding. You realize you're awakening to something much bigger than mere longing. A more conscious version of yourself is emerging. And that's exactly what strengthens the soul connection even from a distance. It's like each of you is spiritually preparing for a more mature reunion. Real-life examples are everywhere. Some people, after a twin flame separation, completely change their lives. They start meditating, travel alone, reconnect with old purposes, or even change careers. It's a true rebirth. The soul that once felt broken begins to rebuild with new layers. The most curious part? The more aligned you become with your essence, the more the universe responds, sending new opportunities, unexpected encounters, and sometimes a feeling that the spiritual reunion is closer than you think. For the risk of repeating karmic cycles. There's a silent trap many fall into without even realizing it. Living through the same dramas, the same breakups, the same disappointments, just with different faces. This happens when the soul, after separating from its twin flame, fails to integrate the necessary lessons and ends up stuck in a karmic cycle. It's like watching the same play on different stages with the same old script. The soul connection, when interrupted before maturity, leaves open wounds that, if ignored, turn into destructive emotional patterns. And these patterns disguise themselves as love, passion, attachment, but it's not true love. Repeating these cycles is like trying to complete a puzzle with pieces that don't fit. You sense something is wrong, but you insist anyway because the idea of being alone is scary. Spiritual energy at this point starts sending warning signals. Existential crises, empty relationships, a feeling of living life on autopilot. All of these are signs from the universe screaming that you need to stop and reconnect with your core. Ignoring these warnings is like turning your back on your own destiny. That's why it's essential to pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what haven't I learned yet from this pain? Avoiding karmic cycles doesn't require magic. It requires awareness. Sometimes it means a deep inner dive, seeking practices that heal the soul's wounds. It could be a spiritual retreat, a book that turns the key, like Awareness by Anthony DeMello, or even a sincere conversation with yourself in front of the mirror. The point is, the universe never tires of giving us new chances, but it's up to each of us to decide whether to repeat the script or change roles. And when that decision is made, amazing things begin to happen, including a certain reunion that once seemed impossible. 5. Separation and moving forward. Moving forward after parting ways with your twin flame may seem at first glance like an impossible mission. It's as if the universe has torn out an essential piece of you, and now you have to learn how to walk with that emptiness. But here lies one of the greatest spiritual secrets. Moving forward doesn't mean forgetting, it means transforming. It's recognizing that, although the heartbreak hurts, it's also fertile ground for personal growth. The soul connection doesn't disappear. It simply changes form as each person follows their own path of evolution. Moving forward isn't about disrespecting the love you shared, but honoring it with maturity. It's accepting that, no matter how strong the spiritual energy between two souls, there are moments when destiny calls for distance. And this is not punishment, it's preparation. Instead of feeding the pain, it's time to transform the longing into strength and the silence into wisdom. Many discover talents, passions, and even purposes that were dormant precisely through this process. It's as if the soul, forced to stand alone, uncovers a power that had been hidden in the shadow of us. The spiritual reunion, if it's part of the divine plan, will come at the right time. But until then, moving forward is an act of courage and self-love. Practices like writing letters never sent, taking solitary walks to listen to your own soul, or keeping a healing journal can help with this journey. And every step taken in this direction is also a sign to the universe that you are opening yourself up for the next phase. Because, despite the pain, something deep down whispers that this cycle isn't over yet. And maybe your body is already sensing it, even if your mind still tries to deny it. 6. Physical and energetic manifestations of separation. When two twin souls separate, the impact goes beyond just the emotional realm. The body feels it, literally. Insomnia, palpitations, unexplained fatigue, anxiety attacks. All of these can be a direct reflection of energetic rupture. The romantic separation activates what many call spiritual grief, where the body responds as if something vital has been lost. And it has. The soul connection is so strong that its absence disrupts the body's frequency. And guess what? No regular medicine fixes this, because the pain is energetic and only energetic healing can soothe it. Many people go through these manifestations without even realizing their origin. They wake up exhausted despite having slept. They feel pressure in their chest, yet medical tests say everything is fine. That's when the universe's signals come in. It tries in every way to communicate that something needs closer attention. The body is a channel for the soul, and when the twin flame steps away, it becomes the megaphone for what's left unspoken. Practices like Reiki, chakra alignment, guided meditation focused on energetic healing, and even herbal baths can relieve these tensions. Not by magic but through resonance. And it's not only the body that feels it, the surrounding energy field changes too. More sensitive people notice a drop in vibration, as if the environment gets heavier or the world less colorful. This is real. Spiritual separation even affects personal magnetism. But the good news? Just as this pain manifests physically, it can also be healed physically. Light nutrition, exercises like yoga or tai chi, rituals reconnecting with nature. All of these help purify spiritual energy. And, without even noticing, this cleansing creates space for something much greater. The truth is, no matter how much time passes, what's real never dies, it only changes form. The separation from a soulmate isn't the end of the story, it's just a pause in the journey. The universe doesn't separate what was meant to be eternal without a much greater purpose behind it. And if you've made it this far, it's because deep down, you can still feel that soul connection pulsing within you. And it truly is. Spiritual energy doesn't disappear, it only quiets down, waiting for the right moment to rise again. Many people live their entire lives without ever meeting their soulmate. Others find them, and lose them. But the ones who grow the most are those who, even in pain, never stop believing that love, destiny, and a spiritual reunion are part of something much greater than we can see. It's like looking at a cloudy sky and knowing the sun is still shining above. That faith, that surrender, it's what keeps the heart warm even on the coldest days. And, surprisingly, it's when you let go, when you trust the universe, that things finally start to realign. So now I ask you, are you ready to stop running from your own soul? Are you willing to break the cycles, listen to the signs from the universe, and create space for healing? Drop a comment below and share what you're feeling. This could be the beginning of your transformation. And of course, if this message touched your heart in any way, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and keep walking this journey with me. Because the next step just might lead you right back to what once felt lost.